I found that there was a need for specialized care for women because our bodies are so incredibly different from a man's body. And we have more mobility in our pelvis, we have breast tissue, we go through a series of changes through pregnancy, and when we cater to those bodies, we get really incredible results.
I am currently 34 weeks pregnant, so kind of reaching the end here slowly. This is my second pregnancy. I have a little boy who is almost 20 months. So I did go to a chiropractor the first time around as well. And he knew, obviously he was rehearsed in prenatal care, but I could definitely tell he wasn't a specialist in it. And I think the second time around, my second pregnancy, things just started hurting way faster and came on a lot stronger. I just kind of knew I needed something a little more guided and directed. I think the first time I came in within the next 24 hours, it was loads better, and I honestly haven't had it as much going forward, which has been huge because it started at like 21, 22 weeks, and I was nervous for my future a little bit, so that was a huge relief.
With any pregnancy, there's a lot of discomfort that comes, especially in the third trimester. And when I started coming to CHIRO for Moms, it just completely changed how my third trimester went. I had much more comfort. I could just tell with my pelvis positioning and things. Every time I left, I felt so much more comfortable and was able to do a lot more physically as far as like walking, bouncing without feeling like my hips were gonna fall off. I also slept a lot better, which, as we all know, is really important before a baby comes. So that experience was amazing. And then my birth experience was a complete changed experience from my first pregnancies. And my first pregnancy, I was in labor for 30 some hours and pushed for 2 hours. And with this pregnancy, I was in labor for only 8 hours and pushed for 15 minutes. And I can really attribute that to all the work that I did with CHIRO for Moms and preparing my body for birth.
Well, Jack, that was my first pregnancy. With Jack, I was so uncomfortable. And I just attributed it to, this is pregnancy, this is how it normally is. And then when he was born, he was 98th percentile for length. So I just thought, he was just so long, he was taking up a lot of space, and it made sense that I was that uncomfortable. And then I started coming here postpartum, and then I did come for treatment from 28 weeks on with Hazel. And I realized that being that uncomfortable wasn't normal. I was coming in here, my pubic bone was consistently off on the left side before I came here, and my pelvis, it was just off because I was pregnant. I was chasing around my son, who was 36 pounds at that point. And so the difference was I just spent the last part of my pregnancy, the whole third trimester, just feeling really good.
What we found as we started treating women and children together was that there was this need to specialize in children's care because there was so much happening, and we wanted to focus in on all of the specific techniques and really start honing in on similarities that we were seeing patient to patient so that we could get the best outcome.
For at least 10 years, I've had a lot of neck and shoulder stiffness because I'm on my computer all day long and driving. And so I sought out chiropractic care to really help me with my neck and shoulder pain. I would say the biggest difference between other chiropractors and here has been finally getting relief for my neck pain. I think other chiropractors that I went to did some adjusting for my neck, but this clinic in particular has really helped solve and relieve my headaches, my shoulder pain, my aching, my just my overall pain has been reduced dramatically.
And it's because we spend so much time with every one of our patients during these appointments, we get to really cater to who they are individually.
We brought her in because we just noticed she was having some gas, and it was something we hadn't dealt with Jack, our son, and we didn't really know what to do. So we brought her in to see if we could get her little body aligned. The stretches and the tools you guys have given us, they help when she's that uncomfortable.
a mom is born with her child, but I am ready to have my body back and to really work on what that looks like for me now. And I think a lot of that has to do with any sort of wellness practice, especially chiropractic. And I look forward to that journey with introducing her to chiropractic care as well, and ensuring that her body is in balance and we're doing everything we can to heal together.
I'd like to think that our clinic is different from every other clinic in that we specialize. So on the women's side, we're only treating women all day long. And on the pediatric side, we're only treating kids all day long. But beyond that, it's a culture, it's a community, it's the way it smells, it's the way it feels, it's how people feel welcomed when they walk in the door, it's the toys, it's the cleanliness, it's everything about the light and the pictures on the walls and the way that we all work together. I think you feel it when you walk in the door.
I think from the moment you walk in here, it's welcoming and it's different. I mean, it's bright, it's colorful. I can bring my child, my crazy toddler who's under 2, and they're welcome.
As soon as you walk in the door, you're greeted. It's a super friendly environment, super colorful and fun, and you just immediately feel like you're part of the family. And so it's just great every time you come in. It's super easy to schedule. It's super easy to know what your appointments are. And so overall, the whole experience is fantastic.
You know, I can shout it from the rooftops. I feel like I've told everybody, especially when you're in a very vulnerable time in your life with pregnancy and postpartum, you want care that feels like a friend. You want to feel safe and you want to feel heard. And I feel like that's really hard to find sometimes. And I feel like the moment I stepped in the doors of CHIRO for Moms, I felt immediately welcomed. I felt safe. I felt heard. And I just feel really cared for. And you can tell that the impact that they have on mothers and children and the focus there, it's second to none.
I love what I do for so many reasons, but at the end of the day, we're here for care and we're here to make people feel better, and that's what happens. They walk in with pain and discomfort and they get to leave smiling, feeling so much relief.